Zombie apocalypse.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Eco Talks with Sneha Manarikar. In today's lecture, we'll see the further fundamentals of agriculture economics. So in today's lecture, we'll see the basic concepts like classification of wealth, wants, characteristics of human wants, and classification of wants, equilibrium, meaning of equilibrium, types of equilibrium. Okay. So first we'll start with the value. So it is the capacity of good to command other things in exchange. That is exchange with it is the rate of exchangeability. That is the one good A and there is another good B. The rate at which these two goods are exchanged. How much? Suppose there are two food grain, two types of rice and wheat. So how much kg of rice? 1 kg or 1 kg of rice is equal to how much kg of wheat. So this is the value of rice in terms of wheat. So it is rate of exchangeability between the two commodities. In reality, value can be used as value in use and also as value in exchange. So free goods, we have seen in the previous video, free goods and economic goods. So free goods will have value in use but not value in exchange. Whereas economic goods, it possesses value in use as well as value in exchange. In most of the time, in economics, always the term value means the value in exchange. So we will prefer the term value as value in exchange. So attributes, so that a good we can say that good has the value. So the following attributes which may make the good possess values are, that is, good they must possess utility, that is it should lead some utility to the user. Goods must be scarce in nature. If they are unlimited, they will become the free goods, so they won't have value in exchange. So they should be scarce in nature, and goods must be transferable or marketable. That is they can be transferred from one person to another person. So when these three characteristics are present in any good, suppose A, then this good we can say it possesses the value. The next concept is price. When the value of good is expressed in term of price, in term of money, it is called as price. For example, if we take 1 kg of rice, it is for 50 rupees. So this will be the 50 rupees per kg quantity of rice. 50 rupees per kg. This will be the price of the commodity. That is value expressed in terms of money. The third concept is wealth. In ordinary language, wealth we use synonymous to richness. That is, wealthy man is one who is blessed with the richness. But in economics, wealth conveys different meaning. That is, anything which has value is termed as wealth. Any good which has value, it is termed as wealth. So when one says value, only economic goods possess the value. So we have seen that value means value in exchange. That is the economics goods. So all the economic goods, these are the not only good, these are economic goods. Economic goods they possess, they are representative of wealth. So wealth consists of all potentially exchangeable means of satisfying human wants. So whichever exchangeable means we use to satisfy human wants, they are termed as wealth. This is the definition given by J.M. Keynes. He is the father of modern economics. Then there is characteristics of wealth. As like we have seen the characteristics of utility, these are characteristics of wealth. First is wealth possess utility. That is, they should be capable of satisfying the human wants. Next is wealth must be scarce. As like we have seen the goods value, when we say the goods have value when they are scarce, likewise wealth also must be scarce. That is, scarcity is the binding factor for exchange. Economic goods are exchangeable. Since wealth represent economic goods, this also must be scarce in nature. Then wealth must be transferable. Transferability apply means changing the ownership from one person to another. So the wealth must be able to, likewise we can wealth should be able to transfer from one person to another. Then wealth must be external to person, that is the internal quality of any person and his skills. He is not the wealth. So they are external to person and not they are not internal to the person. Then there are 5 types of wealth. First is the individual wealth, then social wealth, national wealth, cosmopolitan wealth, and negative wealth. So we'll see one by one. Individual wealth. It consists of all tangible and intangible possession of individual besides loan due to them. Other than the loan, everything that individual has, tangible and also intangible, that is material and non-material, all is considered as individual wealth. That is, for example, land, buildings, vehicles, share, bonds, deposit, commodities for sale, cash. These are example for tangible possessions. So these are all wealth. And intangible possession are goodwill of the business. These are also transferable, so it is considered as wealth. Copyrights, these are also transferable. Patents, these are example for non-material and external goods. These are all transferable. These have value. So these are also termed as wealth, that is intangible possessions. So together they form the individual wealth. From total value of all this wealth, when we deduct the loan taken by an individual, suppose there is an individual A, he has some wealth, say we can say 10,000 rupees, and he has taken the loan of 2,000 rupees. So when we deduct this 2,000 from his total value of wealth, the actual value which he has, that is 8,000, will be his individual wealth. So when we deduct the loan amount, we get the individual wealth of any individual. Then social wealth. It is wealth which is collectively used by all people in the society. So this is termed as social wealth. Hence it is also termed as collective wealth or communal wealth. For example, common properties or public properties. Best example for social wealth is public property. Roads, railways, public park, libraries, government hospital, government colleges, they are represent the social wealth. The next is the national wealth. It is aggregate of individual wealth plus collective wealth. So that will be the national wealth of a country. To this amount, individual wealth plus collective wealth minus the loan taken by the individuals minus loan taken by the government. So this will give the total national wealth of a country. So how we can derive the national wealth? Individual wealth plus the social wealth minus individual loan minus loan taken by government, that will give the national wealth. So economists like Marshall feel that inclusion of free gift of nature like mountain, rivers, these are also the national wealth. So according to Marshall, the free gifts of nature, they are also the national wealth of a country. Next is the cosmopolitan wealth. Here wealth belongs to the world, not to the one country. The wealth is not confined to country A, it is confined to the whole world. So rivers, ocean, forest extending over the nations are the example for the cosmopolitan wealth. So on another language, we can say it is sum total of wealth of all nations. Then fifth type of wealth is negative wealth. Negative wealth is the exclusive debts owned by the individual and the nation. Whatever loan, debts means here loan taken by individual or the nation, it is the negative wealth. And if something is hazardous to us, then that is also termed as negative wealth. For example, wild animals destroying the main crop. So in this concept, wild animals are considered as negative wealth. Also, the sugar factory byproduct, that is sugarcane molasses in the premises. So it is causing some pollution or smell, molasses smell. So it is also the negative wealth, that is whichever is causing some hazardous or nuisance, that is termed as negative wealth. The next concept is wants. So economic revolves around the one word wants, that is human wants. So economic activity of humans are directed towards the satisfaction of these wants. So there are unlimited human wants. So whatever a man acts, whatever he works to satisfy these wants. So all his activities are directed towards the satisfaction of these wants. So the fulfillment of human want is considered as the goal of economic activity. Then wants for different section of people varies. That is, wants of wage earners, salary class, then businessmen, political leaders, they vary. Person to person, wants will vary. So we'll see the characteristics of human wants. First, it is unlimited. That is, human wants are unlimited in nature. Wants are continuously cropping up in the minds of human. Human always he has unlimited wants. He has unlimited desires. If one want is satisfied, immediately another want it will emerge. So they go on multiplying. There is no end for the human desire. So we say that human wants are unlimited in nature. Second characteristic is wants recur. That is, if one want it is satisfied at a particular time, same want will repeat again in the future. It can be satisfied for that moment only, and again it has in future again it will repeat, and again we have to fulfill it in the future. For example, wants like hunger, recreation, or even need to be satisfied time and in particular time, and again because of their recurrence again and again they have to be satisfied. The wants they reoccur. The next character is want is satiable. A given want is satiable. Even though we say human wants is unlimited, for a given want at a particular point of time, it can be completely satisfied. For example, a man who is thirsty, if he gets adequate water to drink it for, then he can completely satisfy his thirst. Unless again he feels thirsty in some after some time, but at that particular time we can completely satisfy his thirst. Then next is wants are complementary. That is, goods are requiring pair or they are in the group to satisfy the single want. For example, bread and butter, tractor and driver. So these are complementary. If we want to use tractor, we need driver. So we demand two goods here. So here their wants are complementary. So for an example, fertilizer, irrigation, water, pen and paper, these are complementary goods to satisfy human wants. The next is human wants are competitive. That is, because wants are unlimited and only there are to satisfy this unlimited want, there are very few means to satisfy them. So the wants will compete among themselves and we give preference. If we have unlimited wants, we give the preference, which is the most preferred want we want to satisfy at first this point. Then after this next, we'll give the preference for this. So we say that human wants are competitive. This compels with the consumer to choose most urgent want, keeping in the view of limited income. And lastly, wants have alternative means. That is, there is more than one way to satisfy certain want. If there is one want, there are various alternatives to satisfy those wants. For example, a man is thirsty, he can satisfy it with water or cold drink or coconut water. So there are three different ways. So likewise, for every want, there are various alternative means to satisfy that want. Then we'll see the classification of wants. So basically, wants are classified as necessaries, comforts, and luxuries. Necessaries are those wants which must be satisfied. That is, for a human life, they are compulsory, they need to be satisfied. So these are the goods which are used to satisfy basic need of humans. These are called as necessaries. Next is the comfort. Comfort are those which fall between the necessaries and luxuries. So man is not satisfied just by fulfilling his basic needs. So he will have some more expectation or desire after fulfilling his basic needs. So such are called as comforts. These comforts also increase the efficiency. For example, cushion chairs in classroom, revolving chair in saloon, fans in office. So these are not necessaries, basic needs, but they are the comforts. They lead to the efficiency of the work. And next is the luxury. Luxury, they are those which satisfy superfluous wants of an individual. That is, they give them a luxurious feeling. These are neither essential for life nor they increase the efficiency. They represent to the wasteful expenditure of individuals. But production of luxury goods, they give higher income, or they give generation to new industry. Likewise, employment in increase. Production is profitable, but for an individual it is the wasteful expenditure. Then further again there are classification in these three categories. First we'll see for necessaries. Necessaries are classified as necessaries of existence, necessaries of efficiency, and conventional necessaries. The necessaries for existence is, these are the necessaries which we are essential for living. For example, food, water, clothes, and shelter. These are the basic needs of human being. And after this, necessaries of efficiency. These are not essential as the necessaries of existence, but they're essential in improving the efficiency of an individual, his efficiency of working. So food is the basic need, it is the necessary of existence. But nutritious diet, table and chair for a student, classroom with good ventilation, these are the necessaries of efficiency. And third is the conventional necessaries. These arise due to customs and habits. For example, custom of celebrating functions. These are the due to the society's culture and customs. We celebrate some functions grandly. So that is the conventional necessary. And habits like smoking, drinking, gambling. These are arise due to our habits. So these are the three classification of necessaries. The comforts we have seen. Man is not satisfied just by fulfilling the necessaries. He will have some comfort, the things which give him comfort, like cushion in chairs, revolving chair in saloon. So these are example for comforts. And luxuries, again luxuries are classified into three: harmless luxury, harmful luxuries, and defense luxury. Harmless luxuries are expenditure on which will not cause any harm to the individual. Example, well furnished bungalow, expensive food habits. They won't cause any harm to that individual. But harmful luxuries, they cause injuries to the health of that user. Example, alcohol, smoking. So they cause their injuries to the health of the consumer. And defense luxury, those are one which protect the user during the period of crisis. For example, expenditure on gold, ornaments, jewelry. So which the expenditure which is done as a security or investment purpose. So these are the defense luxury. But in reality, necessaries, comforts, and luxuries are interchangeable. Depending on the person, we can say whether it is necessary or it is luxury. For example, air travel. Air travel for a businessman, it is the necessary for him. But whereas for a common man, it is the luxury. So depending on the situation and the person, the necessaries, comforts, and luxuries are interchangeable. Next concept is equilibrium. Equilibrium means state of balance. This is the dictionary meaning. Equilibrium means state of balance. When forces acting in opposite direction are exactly equal, the object on which they are acting is said to be in the state of equilibrium. Example, demand and supply. These are the two opposite forces. These are acting on the price and quantity. So when these forces are exactly equal, then we say that our price and quantity are in equilibrium. This is the equilibrium quantity and this will be the equilibrium price, the point at which demand and supply curve intersect. So when these two opposite forces are exactly equal, then they are said to be state of equilibrium. Equilibrium also refers to state when situation is ideal or optimum, so that no advantage can be obtained by making change. In other words, equilibrium, we can say it is a state where we have optimum condition, where there is no need to change the situation. For example, consumer is said to in equilibrium position when he is deriving maximum satisfaction, and a producer is said to be equilibrium when he is making the maximum profit or incurring minimum loss. So depend here, the ideal situation also will represent the equilibrium. Thus, the term equilibrium indicates ideal condition or when complete adjustment has been made to changes in economic situation. There is no incentive for any more change. Such condition is called as equilibrium. Then we'll see the types of equilibrium. First is the stable equilibrium. There is said to be stable equilibrium when object on which forces are acting after having been disturbed tends to resume the original position. There are two forces, they are in equilibrium, but whenever we disturb these two forces, again they will tend to come to the original position. Then we say that it is stable equilibrium. Unstable equilibrium is when there are two forces, they are in equilibrium, but slight disturbance in them will never restore the original position. They will not come back to their original position. So this is the unstable equilibrium. Neutral equilibrium is when disturbing force neither bring it back to original position nor they derive them further away. That is, when there are two forces, so disturbance may not cause any to change their original position, nor they causes anything far away. They will remain. Any disturbing force will not disturb them. So in economic analysis, stable equilibrium is commonly used. Then next we have the short-term equilibrium. In case of short-term equilibrium, economic forces do not get sufficient time to bring about the complete adjustment. So, for example, supply is adjusted to changes in demand with existing means of production. So, suppose for a commodities, take example rice. So, rice, suddenly there is increase in demand for rice, but we cannot increase the supply. Like demand will change within few minutes or few hours. We cannot change the supply. Whatever is the product produced in that season, that will be our supply. So supply we cannot adjust fully to the change in the demand. So whatever the supply is there, we'll adjust it. How much supply is there, that much only. We do not get the sufficient time. So there is no time to increase or decrease the supply. And such situation is called as short-term equilibrium. And long-term equilibrium is opposite of that. That is, there is ample time to change to the increase or decrease even the means of production and resources available. So that is the long-term equilibrium. The next is the partial equilibrium. Partial or particular equilibrium relates to single individual, either consumer or producer, a single firm or single industry. Equilibrium, there are number of firms in the market, and when we are talking about a single firm, equilibrium of position of single firm, then that is termed as partial equilibrium. A producer is in equilibrium when he is able to maximize his profit in the condition when he is working, and firm is said to be in equilibrium when he attains the optimum size, which is ideal from point of view of profit and utilization of resources at its command. So we are talking about the single unit, then it is the partial equilibrium. When we are talking about the not the single variable but all the industries facing all the units in an economy, then it is general equilibrium. Equilibrium not concerned with the single variable but with the multiplicity of variables. So particular equilibrium covers single organization in economic system, whereas general equilibrium, all the organization working in the economy are considered here. So it is the equilibrium of the entire economy. General equilibrium is entire economy. That's all for today's session. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.